Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shifting Perspectives, the Baja Beach Wellness Diaries. I am your host, Wendy. Today we have Angela.
Hey.
And Amy and Bridget.
Hi.
We were going to talk about USA Today, considering you're going to be watching this right after the 4th of July. But we somehow got a little bit off track, and we have a different topic today. So if you're watching us, you want to subscribe on YouTube and hit the little bell at the top to get notifications every time we have a new episode. You're going to be notified so you can join in. So today we were just kind of sitting around and we started talking about the subject of kind of playing in your own yard and how some people just sort of we live rent free, or a lot of people live rent free in other people's minds, kind of get into each other's business on social media and that kind of thing. And we just kind of started having a really lively discussion, so we thought, why not,
Let's roll
we're
with
just
it.
gonna roll with it. So who wants to start? Where should we start?
I think, didn't we get on the subject? I forget. We were texting about something one day, and I just was talking about how it's so funny if you make your Facebook stories public, how surprising it is that you can magically see all these random people that watch your Facebook stories. And remember, I told you guys that? I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Like,
you didn't know you had a fan club.
Yeah. A fan club is like all of your partner's exes or your ex's exes. And it's very like, you're like, why are you wasting time like sticking your nose in my stuff? Like, it's just very interesting.
I just had one like a couple days ago. So a family member that we don't really talk to, and literally this person, this has been multiple times now that I see, they're not friends with me on Facebook. They don't follow me, right? And I'm like, okay, you don't make the time to support our family, to check in or anything, but you took the time to look me up and then look up what my story, like, that takes a lot of effort. So I was like blocked, like, no, thank you. Like that kind of energy, like it's again, living rent free in somebody else's head.
It's just weird. Like, I mean, I'm not even on, like, I'll post like inspirational stuff. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
On my story. Like, if I see a great quote, like, hey, maybe this will brighten somebody's day, or maybe, hey, maybe this will make people think a little bit, about life. Like that, like that's the only kind of stuff I ever put. I barely even post like posts on my, thing. And it's like bizarro for me to like.
But if they're not like friends with you, that means that, like, I get if you're like looking at, cool, like that's great. Your friends, like, you see their stories at the top or you're flipping through them. But if someone took the time out of their day to look you up and then watch your stories, like, that's a little psycho, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't usually use stories. Like,
I don't either.
Barely ever. I just, will kind of post on my page.
I know, but anyone who's looking at you, like, no offense, I love you, but like, really, unless you're into like, unless you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you are really in love with plants, or you're starting a chicken coop. I mean, there's not really,
there's nothing spicy,
spicy, controversial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you know what sometimes happens though? Do you ever like, you are kind of looking at somebody that, maybe, you are friends with, or you're like, and you get intrigued, like you see something and then you kind of, all of a sudden you're on like this person to this person, you don't even know. And like you're like an FBI agent kind of thing. Like you just sort of, you're just bored. And you end up on somebody's page and then all of a sudden, like you hit something, it's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to like that. Like I wish, unlike it, sometimes
Wendy's
like
a Facebook stalker. Wendy's a Facebook
sometimes
stalker.
it happens by accident. You think, oh my God, I hope they didn't see that,
That happened to me a couple of months
That's like easier
ago.
on Instagram. If you like actually like double click something, it's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
That happened to me, I want to say maybe about 2 months ago. I woke up
in the morning and I looked at my phone and one of the X-Files happened to like a photo of mine, but then when I went to see
it doesn't show up.
It doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And he liked the photo at 10 to 12 at night or something. I'm like, yeah exactly. Maybe you needed spank bank material. I don't know.
Somebody I dated previously, I woke up to a notification like that. It was like, such and such liked your photo. And I was like, like, what? Like, why? Like, why are you creeping on my stuff? Like, it's weird. But then you go and it doesn't show up. So they like.
Right. So what do we tell people that do that? Do we suggest that they just
block.
like it and leave it?
Block.
Or do they like it and then unlike it? You know what I mean? Like, should they just leave it?
And the thing is, like, we're all humans. Like, it's like natural curiosity is natural curiosity. You know what I mean? But it's funny when, like, I could see, like, somebody scoping somebody out and then that be it or whatever. But then, like, for it to happen, like, multiple times,
yeah, right,
it's just like.
Yeah, like, if I
know.
see somebody, like, a friend of mine, like, their kid has a new girlfriend or something, and it's like, oh, well, let's see what she's like. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, let's check out, oh, that's her mom. Let's check out her mom. And, like, like, I really could care less, but you just, you're a little bored. So you're like, well, let's see what her family looks like. And next thing you know, whoa, oh, shit, I like to post from, like, 2002 or something.
It's when it doesn't come from an innocent place, because I don't want that energy. I don't want, anybody with that type of energy, like, looking at what I'm doing. So block.
Well, and I think, there's this running joke in Berks County that everybody knows everybody, and it's very, incestuous,
which is
whatever.
True.
If you date, it's like the 7 degrees of, or 6
degrees of separation.
Right, Kevin Bacon. I think of Kevin Bacon, but I see where that happens, especially in Berks County, because you're like, oh, you keep digging and mutual friends, and it's like, oh, okay, but we're all connected here in Berks County. Yeah, it's a very small place.
Like, oh, I think I went to school with her mom. Yeah, exactly.
But then you got started talking about, like, there's a lot of different neighborhood pages. And I think you were talking about that as well.
Yeah.
Where people just go.
Yeah, that's not even the stalker thing. That's just about
crazy.
Like, playing in your own yard. And yeah. It's like the keyboard warrior thing, that, like, for example, I'm in Muhlenberg Township. And if you're familiar with Muhlenberg Township, next to the Applebee's, they're building a Starbucks. They did build a Starbucks. And every day you go on there at least 3 times. Does anybody know what they're building next to Applebee's? It's a Starbucks. It's a Starbucks. It's a Starbucks. It's like,
I believe your words were, it's a fucking
Starbucks. It's like, and it's just, you have to laugh, but it's like, does nobody just go back and see, was this question already asked? But then you get somebody on there that says, oh my God, this question has been asked and answered 20 times. It's fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
Not me. I didn't say that. I don't say it. Sometimes I want to, and I type it out, and I'm like, nope, backtrack. I can't do it.
You know what that reminds me of is every winter with the MLB wet work. Shout out to you guys. God bless you guys, because it annoys me, and I'm like, wow, with you guys being administrators of the page. But it's just like, if you scroll up a little bit or hit see more or all comments, right there is it, and why are you asking? Because I know with Mifflin, I get a phone call, a text, and an email. And my kids are too. So I'm very aware of if my school's on delay or not. So
it's like, look for the information you need before you just...
People don't seem to want to help themselves first before they just ask
They want the answers to the test right there.
Right. And a lot of times, and I love it, a lot of times people will say, this is not the place to ask that.
Yeah.
And like you were saying.
Yeah. Well, why are we asking people's opinions on things? So we're still somewhat involved in the tanning industry, and we're in these groups, and we all saw, and we're just in disbelief because someone asked the one day, I have someone who's fallen asleep in their room for over an hour. What do I do? And it's like, first of all, why is posting on the forum even like a question? Like, call 911. Like,
what if nobody saw that post
what if
for
the
like
person,
another hour?
What if the person died? Like,
Out in 8 hours when I get my post answer.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, do you
it's
feel
common sense too?
I feel like social media is making us, even just the internet, even I'm a big fan of AI, but AI is making us dumb. Just so like, kind of to squirrel a little bit, somebody hit my car. Like, what was that? Like a month ago?
Yeah.
It was parked at my house. Somebody must have came down our street, hit it, didn't leave a note or anything. Karma's
Karma, yeah.
So it's been in the shop for like 3 weeks. Thank goodness we have 2 other cars, but neither of them have a backup camera. And my car before the car I have now did not have a backup camera, but literally that car has ruined me now because I'm like, oh my God, how do I back up? I can't look. There's no, how do I know if I'm like close enough?
Yeah.
Like technology kind of is making us just not have any, I don't say like common sense or like, but we're losing our like hard skills.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. We just rely on that.
That was a squirrel, but like that kind of has
true.
to do with like people ask questions on social media and you're like, this is not the place for that.
Or if you're in Muhlenberg and you were that curious, drive over and look at what the sign probably said. Like, do a little bit of investigating yourself.
Yeah. Or just, there is the search. If you go on a group, there's a little magnifying glass. You could just search, some keywords and see if anybody's posted that.
Maybe they don't know that.
Well, somebody usually comments that just exactly what I said. You can search in the group.
I'm just, I know. Because I earlier this week, I actually taught somebody how to send a text.
Well, it was just a feature of my iPhone I didn't know existed.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
To send a text.
Like you can schedule it.
Schedule it. Sorry. Yeah. Schedule it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can type out a text and you can schedule it to send at a specific time.
Get out.
I do that a lot of time with email. Like, if I'm on it at night, like I'll schedule it for like the morning because like I don't want to bother people at night.
I don't. If I'm ever working weird hours, sorry. I hope you guys aren't paying attention. I don't expect you to like be. So interesting.
Yeah. I did not know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
But it's weird as like social media goes on, like with the generations too. Like we're kind of like the Facebook and Instagram, but then like we have people that work for us who are like the Instagram.
No, they're like, what's Facebook? They don't even.
Yeah,
they don't do Facebook.
I actually sprayed somebody the other day. I was like, "You're gonna look like Snooki in 8 hours," and she's like, "Who's Snooki?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm old."
I know. Well, we had a job applicant. And she marked off that she was under 18. And I was like, oh, we're trying to hire 18. And she's like, oh my gosh, that was a mistake. I actually just turned 19 and she gave me her birthday and she said she was born in 2007. And I was like doing math. I'm like, oh my God, how can you be born in 2007 and you're 19? Like,
wow.
And then I realized like, wow, my kids are even getting old. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
But it's weird. I think, we're saying mind your own yard or play in your own yard. But I think social media, especially with the younger generation, they want other people to come play in their yard and set up cornhole or ladder toss and crack open a couple of beers. And, because
you're right.
There's so much that is posted, especially on Snapchat, because it goes away.
Yeah.
Right. But, from what my son told me the other day, like there was snaps about a breakup and this one's tossing this one's clothes and like they're filming their like what happened to just breaking up in private? So it's like we say that like we're not like that, but there's so many people that invite others to play. But what really pisses me off is when you invite me over to play and then you don't answer the fucking door when I knock. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? What's really annoying on Facebook, okay? Oh, thoughts and prayers. I can really use them right now.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Like, tell us why.
And that's it. Like, well,
that's because they're just
right.
Yes.
Right.
I need some.
I'm really going through it right now, but don't ask me. Like, I don't want to get into details.
Yes, don't fucking post it.
I don't want to get
So
into
you're crossing your own personal boundary.
That out.
Yeah, you're crossing your own personal boundary that you most likely should have, right? But then you're setting up a boundary for people, you know, to not want to know. Wait, so you're asking me to pray for you, but what the fuck do I pray about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just annoying.
People need connection. And unfortunately, like, social media is the easiest way for a lot of people to get it. But
it's not true connection, though.
No.
That's the problem. That's what, like, people don't understand, that, like, digital connection, even texting with somebody, is not, like, true connection. It's there like physiological responses when you're actually like having like a close proximity conversation to somebody versus you know 100%. I mean, everybody wants connection, but nobody wants connection. It's very interesting.
I just had this conversation with Lynn. Lynn is our nail tech. But she's gorgeous. She's pretty. She's successful. Her son is grown, is in the military in Hawaii, and she's single, right? Mm-hmm. And I asked her the other day, I'm like, are you dating anybody? And she's like, I don't know if you really want to call it dating. This guy's texting me, but he has yet to pick up the phone and actually want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. She's like, I ain't, if after 3 days they're texting and I don't get a phone call, forget it.
Low effort.
Right. She's like, but nobody wants to call one another, let alone maybe meet in a public place and have that personal connection. She's like, it's not there. Everything is just.
How do you know if you really like somebody if you don't even hear their voice?
Like, and who's behind you have to see their face too. You need to FaceTime at least so that you're not getting catfished.
Right. Oh. Yeah. I feel like it all started with like the reality TV.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean? Like really before any of that social media, like that, everybody loved all of that.
And that's how they got
Big Brother and all that kind of stuff. And that all started. Real world, like throw everybody in a house together and we want to see what they're going to do. And, then everybody was just want to see into each other's lives so much. And
you're absolutely right with that. That is, you hit the nail on the head, because that's when we became so obsessed with like knowing what was going on in other people's lives.
I mean, literally, we would just watch them just making dinner together in the kitchen, and we were like, "Oh, what are they going to do? What are they going to talk about?" And then now we sit back and go, "I don't care what you had for lunch." Well, we cared then when we're watching them on TV, but that's what social media started to be,
right? And the same with texting too. Like you're having a conversation, but there could be full gaps in between, and then you don't understand the tone behind it. Yeah. And how many other people are they texting to? But I remember shortly after I left my children's father, I entered the dating scene, and all the, and they all wanted to text. Like, I'll text you, but it was 2.5 fiancés ago that 2.5 fiancés ago, he called and left me a voicemail. And I was like, that's it. Like, I'm going out. I'm going to marry him. But it didn't get that. Well, almost. Until I said I'm on a 5-year plan with getting married. That didn't go over too well. But anyways, that was like huge. Like, oh my gosh, this guy picked up the phone, called me. I didn't answer. And he actually left me a voicemail. Wow.
What you said about
terrible,
tone.
That's huge.
Yeah, tone. And you don't know what the tone is, because I mean, you guys know.
Oh, that you're a Sagittarius. Yes, we know.
But like, I literally have there is no punctuation. No. There is no emojis. I talk into my phone and I get the information to the person, and there is no fluffing at all. But you guys know that that's how I am. Do you know what I mean? But like that, you look for tone in text messages.
I feel like I put an emoji after every single message I send, and I'm like, I really need to stop doing that. But I feel like that's the only way I can kind of get my
tone of her.
That's how my best friend is. She does like 5 emojis at the end, and I'm just like, cool, sounds great.
But we know that's how you are. We spend so much time with you in person.
Right.
Yeah, there was only one time that you showed feeling about texting to me, and that was when our our precious pets were going through a challenging time and crossed over. But when Amy sends you a text, hey, I was calling to check on you and see how you're feeling and doing. And I was like, well, this is weird. I'm going to text her back right away. And then she told me, it's like, I was like, oh no, that's fine. But yeah, like that. That was like a bat signal.
I'm not an emotional person.
I said to Brett, I'm like, she asked me how I'm feeling, which, like, you are the best person. I love you, boo. Honestly, like, if it don't work out with Brent and your man, like, we have a whole plan. But yeah, it's just with texting, some people, like, like in person, absolutely. Yeah. You're completely different.
What I love about all of us is we answer really quickly. Like sorry, she'll never watch it. Doesn't matter. My best friend is one, and there's a bunch of people that like we text and it's like message, and then all of a sudden like I'll reply right away, and it's like did she send and then like throw her phone out the window? Did she drop over? Like what happened? We were like back and forth, and all of a sudden it's just dropped.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
And it could be like hours. I'm like,
I think I forgot to answer Carol the other day. No. Her and Lori and I have a group text going about when we're going to go out for dinner. And I got a text about my car being done. And she said, great, what time? I don't think I answered
I have Carol. To do that sometimes though. Like if I'm busy and I try not to, if I can't give it my full attention, like I'm going to wait. And
it's just if like, he asked a question or something. Like if you're trying to make plans. So, I mean, I get if you're just having a normal conversation, and I'll usually end it like if you just get a thumbs up or something from me, that's kind of like we're done.
Yeah,
like that was okay or thanks or
mental
like
note.
That's well, yeah.
No, that's.
It's kind of,
but because we're having that conversation, and now I know what that means.
Now you know.
So, yeah,
yeah. That's kind of.
Wendy's done.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know how we squirreled.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know.
We
totally squirreled.
We went from
back around
people being obsessed with knowing what's going on in your life to
but people who aren't even part of your life. You know, like that's what doesn't.
I love when people were a part of your life. They go away out of your life. But as soon as like, shit goes down, then they got to comment about it. And they put their 2 cents in and and tell you how you should feel and what you should do and how dare you. And it's like, bitch, you grew up on the other side of the lane from me. Like, what the fuck do you know? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I haven't heard from you in months. Like, and now you want to reach out? Okay. But it's just like, that's why people, there's just this entitlement to like cross those boundaries.
It's easier with social media crossing boundaries.
Oh,
right. Like where,
like literally like now instead of you driving past my house and seeing if my car or somebody's car is there, now you can just like look on my Facebook story and see if I'm like posting anything with my boyfriend.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Old school, you used to drive past the house if you wanted to be a stalker.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, it's just amazing. Like, would somebody pick up the phone and have that boldness? Yeah, I'd have more respect for you. No, I would have way more respect for you. I would absolutely entertain having a conversation. But yeah, when you're texting and you're hiding behind that, you know what? Very much block.
That's all the problem though. So I actually this was a few months ago. I actually told Kelsey, our therapist, about it because she was like, no way. I had a friend request from someone and I looked at it and I'm like, I looked at the person's profile and honestly, I really don't accept friend requests super often if I don't know the person or whatever. And I'm looking at the profile and like the stuff the person's posting. And then I put 2 and 2 together and I actually used ChatGPT. I uploaded the photo that was on it and it's a stock photo. It's like was not an actual person. I am 99% sure a no contact family member that was trying to just like be my friend on Facebook to create more. All the effort that goes into something like that.
Who has time for this?
Who has time? Or like, again, pick up the phone. If you've got something to say, if you've, reach out but there's this person isn't genuine or a good person. So that makes sense. But just like the effort that goes into the people who you live in their head rent free, it's That's why the energy, like, no, thank you. Like, I want nothing to do with that. Block, 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 block.
Well, and to take it a step further, I think that that's why, and we talk about this all the time because we have a staff of all different ages. We're primarily women, but we notice.
Shout out Gavin.
Shout out, we miss you, Gavin. Yeah, we did. We had Gavin. But the four of us, and even the salon ladies, were like, why do they care? Why do some of our younger employees care so much about what other people think? And it does play on their own self-confidence, right? But with all of this and everybody crossing those boundaries and being the keyboard warriors, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a totally different time than, thank gosh, like, none of this was around.
Oh, I know.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You don't just have the people that you see in school every day. You see, all the people that are looking. And I remember you saying to me, I said to you when we were at Biff Street, like, how do all these girls from different schools and how do they all know each other? You're like, it's social media. They all know each other. Like, I only knew the people that I went to school with. I didn't know people from other schools.
But they really don't know each other. Like, you know what I mean?
Somehow they do. Well,
they know of each other.
Right.
Like, oh, we're friends on Facebook, but I have no idea. Like, ask me if she has any brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, dogs.
Right.
Like, they don't really
know anything about each other.
Yeah,
really.
it's interesting. But
only
I feel
what
like,
they show on social media.
40 and 50 something women are like sometimes the worst on social media too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen like ridiculous behavior. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, how old are we?
And I pull back from it so much.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't post a whole lot, and
it just makes you not interested in it because you're just like, ew, like, I don't even want to.
Well, I feel like, for me at least, on like Facebook and stuff, I just see a bunch of ads, or I see the same people over and over again. I don't know if it's my algorithm or what. Like, I literally have to search certain people out, and like, I haven't seen anything from so and so for a long time.
It is a lot of ads now.
Yeah. Or Kevin will say, like, did you see so and so posted something that, maybe something serious or whatever? Like, no, I haven't been on Facebook for 2 days. Like, I really just don't even. I don't have time for it. I don't really care.
I feel like you don't get to see a lot of things, like, because, people I have mutual friends with my boyfriend with, he'll be like, did you see this? And I'm like, no. Like, and it's like from like 2 weeks ago, but like, all I saw were ads.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you do know this, maybe you don't know this, but speaking of Facebook, there's the news feed, but then I have this bottom bar and it's like 2 little people icons. I click on that and it only shows me my friends.
Oh.
Yes, you can change it to your
like,
friends.
Sometimes you feel bad that you're like missing something and you're like, oh crap, I missed.
But you have to do it every single time you go into Facebook. Like, it's not a permanent setting. You have to go in, like, your friends feed.
Yeah. So, and it's just how much you do miss. Compared to just your regular news feed.
Yeah. Just very weird. But yeah, I highly recommend everybody make your stories public and just throw stuff up on there and see who shows up.
See
the viewers. See who shows up, because it is so interesting.
Do you find it weird? I've already been out, like, in public and see somebody I know, and they'll comment on something that I posted on Facebook, but like, they didn't comment on it or like it or anything. And I'm, isn't that weird?
Wait, what?
Like, if I post something on Facebook,
right?
Like that we got a new cat or something else or whatever, and like, they didn't comment on it, or somebody that I never see comment or react to anything I do on Facebook, but like, if I see them in person, they'll talk about my Facebook posts. Like, oh, I see you did this, so you did that. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird and uncomfortable. Yeah, like, oh, you're looking at my Facebook. You're seeing what I'm doing on Facebook. You never comment. Like, I didn't even think you were ever on Facebook. Maybe it's just
no, that's weird. Because, like, why wouldn't you just be like, oh, like, if you got a new cat, great. Like, throw it a like or
like,
something.
Oh, I didn't know.
But you're watching, but you don't want to react to it.
And some of those people were, like, I just you know, I look on Facebook, but I never like do anything on it. Like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I just find it
full disclosure. Sometimes I will comment and not react to your post.
Oh,
I've caught
great.
myself
No,
doing
I
that a
don't
couple
care.
of times where I'm like, whoops, I gotta go back. I don't like it.
No, well, I don't.
How ridiculous is it that this
I do that.
become
Oh, because
part
if I
of
comment, I don't
communication?
react. Or if I react, I sometimes I don't comment. Like, whatever.
Like if you could go back to like
Strange.
1985 and tell
There's
people
all these rules.
how the world runs now, it would, we
I
would
know,
just
right?
be like, what? Did you guys actually on Facebook see that ad? It's an ad and it's a whole bunch of kids talking and it looks like it's like the late 70s, 80s. And they're like, what? People take pictures of their food so everybody can see. Like, have you seen that? No.
No.
It kind of goes through like social media and all the like stupid stuff that people would have thought was stupid back in the day. And it's these kids and they're like, what? People like could be outside all day, but they're looking at their phones. Like, and then they're like, people take pictures of their food and other people like it. Like, it's it's, there's some ad running right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is running on Facebook, but it is like hilarious. I'll have to try to find it for you guys, but it is really funny. But, yeah. Yeah. I
So
feel like the
different.
big thing is people think they can just be bullies or
Well, I
or
was
like
going to say that. Do you feel too like a lot of it? And I wonder, you know, you were saying about the Snapchat, you know, breakup or whatever. Do you feel like bullying has always been a thing?
Yeah,
It always has
right.
been a thing. Is always going to be a thing.
right.
Don't you feel like it probably contributes to it more?
Oh my god.
Oh my
You know,
gosh,
if
yeah.
somebody got dumped, you know, and they're going to start picking on that girl or that guy or whatever. I just feel like it probably contributes to it so much more because so many more people can see it, are involved in it, know every detail about it. So they have so much more information that they can pick apart and pick on. Like it's just,
And it's like, don't put it out there if you
Right.
don't want. Like,
yeah.
oh my god.
If you
Like,
don't want it picked apart, don't let anybody see it.
Yeah.
You know?
and
It's a shame that people are going to pick it apart,
Yeah.
you know, but
or
if you're putting it out there, you're laying it out there on a platter, you got
Gotta be willing to take
expect
the
that
heat
people
or
are
get
going to
out of
start
the
picking
kitchen.
at it, you know?
or like people that just go looking on other people's pages to like be like, well, look at this, and just to like make themselves feel better about how they feel about a situation or something. You know what I mean? Like
That's a problem.
that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, look at her. They must not be. Like, I remember like back in the day, like I was traveling a lot when I was married, and people were like, oh, look at her. She's like making comments and stuff like, oh, looks like shit. Yeah, I fucking like to travel. Leave me alone. Like, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with my relationship. You know what I mean?
And people have to remember too, most people don't put the shitty part of their lives
Right.
Yeah.
out on
Exactly.
social media. They make it look really good.
Right.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
It's only the
like,
highlight.
it's like bizarro that people
Yeah.
like they're just obsessed with or like creating a story in their head
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're trying to like figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, who has time for that?
Yeah. You're going to post like this awesome, amazing selfie with your husband or your significant other. Nobody knows that you had 20 fights in the last week behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not personally, I haven't, but I'm just giving you an
Or,
example.
you know, if you get fired from your job and you're challenging unemployment and you're snapping pictures in front of like a brand new car
Yeah,
with your hair
exactly.
did, like, well, guess what? I drive a 2019 Nissan Pathfinder, but
Right.
I can go up to my mom's house and I can pose in front of her brand new house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I
exactly.
can tell
You
a story
you
that's so
stage-
not
you
even
can stage
true.
anything.
I can go to the Audi car dealership.
But
and
what is meant with the people that
a lot,
that
do
a
that.
lot.
Right.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Make themselves look like something they're not.
Yeah.
It's a little bizarre. I feel like we need to get Kelsey on here. Oh my God.
We
Or,
have
like,
to.
shout out to any therapists that want to come on and talk about. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of disorder in a couple years named like social media,
yeah.
dysmorphia disorder or something like that. I
Yeah.
really honestly think there will be, because it's so bizarre that you have all this. I mean, first of all, you have all the information at your fingertips, but like you don't really know if it's like, you know, correct information, and then you're
Right,
making
right.
up some kind of like it's just like, who has time for this? Like,
Yeah.
how are you so unhappy in your life that you need to like try to make up some story about like people you know and like what's going on in their life and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a shame.
Yeah.
That
I'm going to say right now, if you are one of my friends on Facebook and you are consistently posting how great your life is, I call bullshit. It's not that fucking great. Stop kidding anybody. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other side of it, totally another topic of social media that we were talking about too is the keyboard warriors. Those people that are literally have nothing better to do than just scroll through and just slam anybody they can slam on anything.
Oh,
that's a disorder.
For instance, the lady that ripped me a new one because she recommended it. I'm in a lot of different health groups.
Oh my God.
I'm talking
about
like public groups, like
Yes.
the Facebook,
Yes.
the neighborhood pages, the fire alerts of Berks County, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of like, we'll say like alternative holistic health.
Yeah.
Because I like to see all sides of the story and then make my own, determinations of what I feel.
Wow, that's so healthy.
I like to get a whole bunch of different ideas and then like use my powers of deduction to figure out what I think is true, which is what we all should do on Earth. But it was something about parasites. It was on a thing about, it was something about parasites and like, people were talking about doing parasite cleanses and like all this different stuff, which we are the only country, FYI, in the world that doesn't do a parasite cleanse. So that could be a whole other, maybe we can get some parasite people on here. Yeah, look into that.
That's a pod for you, Amy.
That's a big no.
If you've ever eaten sushi, pork, pork, yes. Pork is so full of parasites. It's like insane. And yeah, you can cook it to the temperature, but we probably all are walking around with parasites unless you do parasite cleanses. Anyway,
great.
Getting back on topic, this woman said she goes in the tanning bed. I don't even know how this ended up on a parasite thing, but I had to jump in because, safety. She said she opens her eyes really wide in the tanning bed and she can see the parasites flying through her eyelids. And I was like, please, I was very respectful at first. And I was like, coming from somebody that's been in that industry for almost 30 years, please do not do this. You are damaging your eyes. While there are so many benefits to UV light, this is not good. Like, please do not. And she was like, you've been indoctrinated by blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, this lady literally had a mental breakdown because I told her, first of all, those are not parasites that you're seeing in your eyelids. It's like the floaters,
right.
You're losing your vision.
Like you're losing your vision because you're being a dumbass.
We all see those out in the light.
And I did not, I was very respectful and I said, respectfully, please do not do this. Like you really need to wear eyewear. There are so many benefits, but like you can really hurt your eyesight, blah, 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 blah. So she like flipped the fuck out and was like, you've been indoctrinated with blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I can give you a lot of different resources that will tell you why this is like really, I tried to be very like respectful, but this lady literally like lost her shit. And I was like, oh my God, like these are like the people in America, these like she was nuts. She was completely nuts. Bridget was laughing so hard. So I was like, apparently you can fry parasites in your eyelids if you go open your eyes.
You cannot. Do not do that.
So yes, the keyboard warriors, like, oh my God. And it's like almost not good sometimes. Like I just left a bunch of groups because people are just like, people can post all kinds of stuff that is like not, there's no research. Like, give me the research. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's this research that contradicts this research, but like, that's the kind of stuff you should be talking about. But like, people just throw stuff up there. Like, geez, it is a little crazy.
Facts.
But she was a keyboard warrior to the nth degree. It was a little bananas.
But again, there's like something wrong with people who need to just bring other people down. Like even being the keyboard warrior that you're just a jerk on everybody's posts or whatever. And like these groups, like I'm in the Exeter Township group and that place is like malicious. Like Why?
And sometimes it's the same, you see the same name.
Yeah,
for a lot of different
right.
stuff too.
Or if you
Like,
have a legitimate question in some of these groups or in the comment section, a legitimate question, people will just use it to get out whatever frustration that they have, whether it's with their kids, that they hate their spouse, like they hate their job, whatever. And it's like, well, that's a good question. Or they were curious about it. Like, why do we
why are you
feel the
making an ass
need
out of them?
to like put them down?
Yeah.
You know, and I believe me, there's some stupidity out there, you know, that
Just answer the question.
just chuckle. Like, you know, just, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what group were you talking about? That was it something with like the fire alerts?
Fire alerts of Berks County.
Like people are so mean.
Every time there's a car accident or whatever, somebody just thinks that they know exactly what happened, like they were there. That's because people are always texting. That's because nobody drives the speed limit anymore. It's like, you don't know. You know, maybe the person had a medical issue or whatever, and that's why they drove into that guardrail. Or, you know, I mean, there's a lot of deer, you know. Maybe they went into the tree because a deer went out in front of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
and by all means, if they were texting in their car, well, as them, they shouldn't have been doing that.
But like, why don't you let it up to the actual investigators who know how to do this to figure out what happened? It's like, you know, I mean, I do admit sometimes if I'm a little bored at night, I'm just scrolling on my phone and I see, you know, certain posts on the neighborhood page or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And you go in, and I love the ones that are literally humorous, you know, and it's good for laughs.
Yeah, they are good for laughs because it's just, but it's also like
some people are actually really funny about some.
It really like amazes you sometimes the stuff you read on there.
Well, I was giving an example before we started rolling about the neighborhood page that we have a trail that people walk on. And there must be somebody who is feeding squirrels on this trail and feeding them peanuts. And these squirrels now are so used to being fed that they're literally running up to people and think everybody on this trail has food for them. So a woman was complaining and saying, can we please stop feeding the squirrels because my large dog is going after the squirrels and is triggered by them.
Dog's going to eat the squirrels and then you're not going to have squirrels to feed.
So, you know, half of the people are saying, well, it sounds like your dog needs obedience training. Why don't you find another place to walk? Blah, 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 blah. Other people are saying, you know, yes, you know, you're right. People should stop feeding the squirrels. I admit that I kind of put a little gif of a little puppet running thing, not me running to see these squirrels. Like, yeah, because I love squirrels. I'm like, what? There's tame squirrels? Like
running up
to you. Let's go. I'm going.
The chances are, like, the dog is most likely chasing after squirrels that aren't getting fed by humans.
Well, and like dogs chase squirrels. That's just what
she could be walking anywhere.
Yeah.
If she was walking down our street, we have a squirrel that kind of like roams around our yard all the time. If she walked down our street, he's gonna go after that squirrel.
Yeah.
But
it's like everybody has an opinion. Like, and people do need to realize too, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's good to talk about your opinions, and you might have differing opinions, but like this actually ties into what we were originally going to talk about is like America and USA, and like if we all just respected the fact that everybody is allowed to have their own opinions, but you don't have to agree with people's opinions, but you should be able to present your ideas on your opinion and why you feel the way you do in an intelligent, appropriate way.
Right. You don't have to slam people, you know, and be rude about it. And we can touch on that a little bit. You know, what we were talking about that came with the original subject was that we were watching, you know, a lot of those TikToks and that with people that are here for the World Cup from other countries talking about how they really thought watching the news saying that America is so horrible, that we're rude, that we're this, that we're that. And instead, they're coming from these other countries and they're just...
America is beautiful. We love all the people.
Yeah, that we're friendly, that they love Target. They love, you know, all the...
Ranch dressing.
I did find the foreigner that had the Texas barbecue Yeah, that big plate of.
Yeah,
I saw that video.
It was like, this is all for me, like
Aw.
all of this, and just that they're loving,
Yeah.
loving being here, and literally saying, to the camera, if you're hearing on the news and that you shouldn't come here because it's so bad, they're not being truthful. They're showing you, there's bad parts of everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere you go. That's what they're showing. And, the news is all about that. They want to show everything that's horrible. They're not showing the great things, usually. There's a couple feel good stories all the time, but that's what they're putting out there, and it's keeping people from coming here. And they're like, no, it's great. And that they're at Target or whatever, and people are just coming up and just starting conversations, and they're welcoming, and they're like, I'm so glad you're here, and this is great. And they want to learn about the person coming from the other country, and telling them about our country. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think just the fact too, like with opinions, is, like I said, everybody has the right to their own opinion, and you might think yours is right and they might think theirs is right, but also be open-minded enough that you might change your opinion when that person gives you all the facts of their opinion, not just automatically shutting it off and being like, well, no, that's not why I think that. Well, why do you think that? Okay, let's talk about it. If there were more conversations like that in this country, it would be like, we'd be fine. Yeah. But the news basically gets everybody against each other.
You have to do your own research.
Yeah.
I'm still fired up about the squirrel.
I know.
I mean, squirrels are great. I know people.
You shouldn't feed them peanuts, though. You know that.
Right.
Peanuts are not good for squirrels. Ask Carol.
Well, I was going to say, we do have, I know somebody who posts pictures of squirrels. Yeah, and how it brings her joy.
Like, there's like a blend you can buy that has like good nuts for squirrels.
That's what we use.
Peanuts are not good for squirrels.
No, we use that because
like bread's not good for ducks.
Exactly.
We have 2 squirrels. I don't know what their names are. He has names for them, but we have the feeder in front of the window with the cats and all that stuff.
Yeah, my parents had a squirrel and named him Nipper, and they do that to entertain their cat at the door. I know. Oh yeah, there was another woman that says she rides her bike and that she has to like dodge the squirrels running up to her bike, and so she doesn't hit them.
Yeah, see, that's a problem, because then they start to trust people, and then what if you get mean people that like do bad things?
Well, I know. I mean, it is a problem, but But they said the man was feeding. He's like a little old man. So that's bringing him
joy. I was just going to say that.
And we don't want to crush other people.
No.
As much as that, I remember that quote. I forget. It was some quote. I had posted it on a Facebook story, but it's a great quote where it's like, just because you're not into something, if you see that something that brings somebody so much joy, like, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like, just let them be happy with their joy. It might not be your cup of tea, but like, joyful people are what we need in the world,
Speaking of that, Greg, I don't remember his last name. He does it, Gregisms on TikTok. He's gay, and he's a teacher. He teaches like drama and stuff, and you got to look it up on TikTok. And he just goes and he tells stories about, teaching the little kids like drama and that kind of stuff at school. And he goes out all the time. He's fantastic. He's so
little kids drama.
Oh my God. He's the best. You got to look him up. But his like tagline at the end is always find your joy.
Yeah. I love that.
It is. He's awesome. And I'm just going to think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, find your joy.
And don't worry about other people's joy.
Because everybody, that's his whole point. Everybody has different joys. Just find your joy.
Yes.
I think we need to
calm down, Kathy, about the squirrel. It's bringing someone joy.
Exactly.
I think we need to call this episode Squirrels. America, and Playing in Your Own.
Yeah, this kind of was... This was a squirrel.
Yeah, a squirrel.
Yeah.
So. And mind your business.
Your business.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, or like if you want to come over to somebody's lane, just let them know. Be like, hey,
respectfully.
Can I get in your lane? Like, your lane looks really interesting. I'm very interested in your lane.
Yeah, can I ride shotgun?
Share the lane? Can we share the lane?
Can I ride shotgun and just you drive and I want to check this out.
And don't bully people at the gym, because one day they'll smack you in the face. I had to add that.
All right.
Getting spicy over there.
Love and light.
Love
and
it.
light.
Love it.
All right. Well, are we wrapping up?
Yeah. I mean,
All
we
right.
could continue probably for another 2
Yeah, I know.
hours.
We can do that off the camera.
Yeah.
All right. So, like we said, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and hit the bell up at the top, and that's going to give you notifications every time we have another fun episode.
Yeah.
Like this. And we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Best fucking pod ever.